I really like making Lego content, but the video I've been most excited about doing for you guys is the studio tour. I moved to this new office space about a year ago, and the only thing you really get to see on the videos is this big wall behind me, because everything else back there was a big mess. But I hired an interior designer to help me out with the space, made a few trips to some Swedish store, and changed the studio to the point where I'm proud enough to show you guys what the space I work in every day looks like. Welcome to my Lego studio tour. For starters, you see most of this feature wall from the videos. It is the place where I display most of my Lego sets, and I don't like to have it super cluttered, so every now and then I'll change the sets on display and dump the ones I'm not displaying anymore into the bin of unsorted pieces. I installed some LEDs for some added style, and the places of the wall you don't get to see as much are used to store my bricks and bigger elements down here, and a few unopened Lego sets up on the corner there. If you move a little bit back, here's what the setup looks for most of my shooting: a plain white desk and some studio lights. I'll sometimes also use some support gear like turntables and sliders for those cool looking shots I do on Lego set reviews and general videos. There's also this table to the side here, although it might go away in the near future as I feel it's taking too much space. But it helps keeping the stuff I don't need right away for the shots, like parts of the sets, the boxes, the iPad I use to follow the script from, or the spare camera lens. Now moving on to this side here, this is where I eat some meals on the microwave and have lunch with Black Panther. This is also the space where I try and store my video equipment I'm not using at the moment, to keep the studio as clean as possible. I can't really work in a messy environment, so that's why I decided to change things around. Next to it we have the building area. You probably know my sorting system already. These cabinets are filled with neatly sorted Lego, which is something I'm always really proud of showing off, because it's so cool, right? I need to reorganize things around because when I moved into the office I bought some more of these cabinets of drawers to sort the Lego, but never got around to doing it, so most of these drawers here are actually empty. The table is a nice place to build mocks or Lego sets when I'm not at my desk, and being surrounded by most of my Lego collection in these drawers makes building mocks at least a quicker process. Under the table there's boxes of pre-sorted Lego that haven't found their way into the cabinets, and this is piling up really fast, so I should get things going. My mom does this pre-sorting for me, which is amazing, so at least I save a bit of time there. Next we move on to the desk space area, where I do most of my day-to-day work. The back wooden wall was a request I made to the interior designer I hired to give this space a different look from the rest of the office, but one that would feel inspiring to me to be working on. I asked for some wall shelves to display a few more Lego sets, my YouTube play button and some plants, which make the place look so much better. Some of these are plastic, but there's real plants too, though sadly I think I killed one already. There's this second desk that I use to keep the work-in-progress sets I haven't reviewed yet, but one day this will also be the space where I can have someone working with me. I already hired a video editor that's behind the camera right now, but he works remotely most of the time. But I can see opportunities for the team to grow just beyond making videos about Lego. There's so much more that I would like to be doing, but I simply do not have the time to. Behind the desk a bit more surface to keep a few extra sets on display, and behind it my favorite space of the office, the lounge area. As fun as it might look, doing Lego YouTube videos can be very tiring, especially if you have 3 kids, so sometimes I'm not really feeling up like doing anything, so I'll just come here and watch some Netflix or play some games. This is a 4K Smart TV, so I also use it to check my videos at full resolution, which is super satisfying. If you haven't tried it out, you should. You'll get amazing detail out of it, as I shoot most of my videos in 4K. It's missing a coffee table of sorts in the middle and maybe a rug, but I'll get there. I also have this secondary chair, so this can also be a place where I can have some meetings with someone else. And let's not forget the giant plant. I managed to keep this one alive. For now. As you can see, the space is quite different from the usual Lego studios you might be familiar with. There's no huge cities on display, no crazy amounts of Lego sets bumping against each other, no walls filled of sorting little drawer cabinets all the way to the ceiling, and most days the space will be as clean as you are seeing it in the video. Nothing against people doing it in the ways I just described. I've been there myself before, but I really prefer this somewhat minimalistic approach to a space, and it's really important for me to keep it that way as I can't really work surrounded by a huge mess. It was a huge investment getting things to this point, working with the interior designer, renovations, buying all the furniture, getting all the video gear. I've probably spent close to $10,000 on everything, but I feel it's totally worth it to feel inspired when coming to work, to being able to make better videos for you guys, and hopefully inspiring you to declutter and making some changes in your Lego spaces.